nice. She's not pregnant yet. Don't mind the childless woman.
Don't worry, God will give us a child.
When will it happen? I'm tired. People are mocking already.
In the quiet village of Amaroon, life moved gently with the rising sun. Children chased one another through narrow paths. Their laughter echoed between clay houses. Their voices filled the air with joy. Every woman smiled when she heard those sounds. Every woman ist Juan. Her name was Naomi. Naomi had learned how to smile without happiness. She had learned how to greet people while hiding pain.
God, please bless me with a child.
She had learned how to stand among women and feel completely alone. Naomi was married. Naomi was faithful. Naomi was kind. But Naomi had no child. Anding Amaruni. A woman without a child was quietly judged. Each morning before dawn, Naomi woke up. She swept the compound slowly, fetched water from the stream, prepared meals with careful hands. She did everything expected of a good wife. Yet every evening ended the same way, with silence in her womb and heaviness in her heart. When night fell and her husband slept beside her, Naomi stayed awake. She placed her palm on her stomach and whispered into the darkness, God, if you still see women like me. Me? But the night gave no answer. Once, Naomi was not alone. She had friends. For women she grew up with. For women she shared secrets with. For women she trusted with her heart. Their names were Sela, Romy, Cade, and Iria. They fetched water together. They laughed together. They dreamed together. But time changed everything. Juan. All for became pregnant. At first, Naomi celebrated them. She cooked for them, helped them walk when their bodies felt heavy, smiled sincerely at their joy. Slowly, their joy became pride, and pride became cruelty. Every morning, the four women gathered together. Round bellies, soft laughter, hands resting proudly on their wombs. Naomi stood near them, smiling, but her smile was borrowed. Sela laughed softly and said, Naomi, maybe your time will come. She paused. Nadid. Or maybe it won't. They laughed. Romy rubbed her belly and said, Some women are chosen for motherhood. Others are just meant to watch. They laughed again. Naomi laughed too. But inside her, something cracked. At the river, the pain continued. Cade complained loudly. This pregnancy is exhausting. Idiadj. The baby kicks too much. I barely sleep. Then Iria turned to Naomi and smiled. You wouldn't understand. The words sank deep. Sela whispered. At least pain comes with purpose. Better than an empty womb. They laughed together. Naomi felt her chest tighten. These were women who once cried on her shoulder. Now they measured their happiness by her emptiness. At the village market, the cruelty grew louder. People gathered. One of them joked openly. Naomi's stomach never changes. Laughter erupted. Another added, if patients could make babies, she would have many by now. Marty laughed. Naomi stood frozen. Her ears rang. Her legs weakened. She wished the ground would swallow her whole. That night, Naomi cried. Quietly, endlessly. Not because she was weak,
God, please bless me with a child.
but because she was tired of being strong. She whispered, "It would hurt less if strangers mocked me, but these are my friends." Her tears soaked the floor. Her heart felt unbearably heavy. And Ishchiu, the worst had not yet come. Her mother-in-law, Eshra, finally spoke. "You are wasting my son's future," she said coldly. "A man needs children." Naomi fell to her knees. "I pray every night," she begged. "I fast. I cry. I try." Eshra looked away. "If you cannot give my son a child, I will find him another wife." Those words shattered something inside Naomi. She did not scream. She did not argue. She simply broke. Silently. Before dawn, Naomi left Amarun. She packed nothing. She carried nothing. She walked toward the Black Stone Hills, a place forbidden by elders. They said spirits watched that land. They said humans never returned the same. Naomi did not care. "If life has rejected me," she whispered, "then let death take me." Her feet bled. Her body weakened. Still, she walked. At last, she collapsed beneath an ancient tree. Its roots twisted like pain frozen in time. She cried out, "Why give me a womb just to shame me? Why create me only to mock me?" The wind stopped. The forest went silent. Then a voice spoke. "Why do you cry, daughter of grief?" Naomi lifted her tear-filled eyes. Before her stood a glowing presence, the watcher of the hills. Her body trembled. "I am mocked," she sobbed. "I am barren. I am tired of living." The presence spoke calmly. "I can give you a child." Hope struck her heart like fire. But it continued. "You must bring a living leaf from the tree of first light. And know this: every miracle has a cost." Naomi did not hesitate. "I will do anything." The presence replied softly, "Be careful what you ask for. Some gifts do not remain forever." Naomi did not know how long she lay beneath the ancient tree. Time felt suspended. Pain felt endless. Her tears soaked the roots beneath her. Her body trembled from exhaustion. Then the glowing presence spoke again. "You must walk softly, beyond fear, beyond weakness, beyond what your body can bear." Naomi nodded slowly. If suffering could buy her dignity, she was ready. The journey began before sunrise. She crossed sharp paths that tore her feet. She climbed hills that burned her lungs. She walked through silence that felt louder than screams. Sometimes she fell. Sometimes she crawled. At night, she hugged herself against the cold and whispered, "Just one child. Just one reason to live." Her body begged her to stop, but her heart refused. Days later, she reached the tree of first light. It stood alone, tall, glowing, breathing softly. Its leaves shimmered like morning fire. As Naomi reached for one living leaf, the presence spoke again. "Remember this: the child you desire will not belong to you alone." Naomi's hands shook. She hesitated. Then she closed her eyes and plucked the leaf. The wind howled. The light dimmed, and silence returned. She returned to Amarun quietly. She planted the leaf behind her home. Days passed. Then weeks. The soil began to glow. A plant rose from the earth. Alive, raging. Breathing. One dawn, it bore a single fruit. Golden. Warm. Heavy with promise. That night, Naomi dreamed. The present stood before her again. Eat the fruit at dawn, it said. You will conceive. But hear this, it warned gently. Your child will be different. His path will not be ordinary. Naomi woke before the sun. Her hands trembled as she ate the fruit. It tasted like warmth and sour. Days later, Naomi felt it. Life. She was pregnant. For the first time in her life. She cried tears of joy. Her husband fell to his knees, shaking. Her mother-in-law wept and apologized. And the 4 women, Sela, Romi, Cade, and Iria, sighed nothing. They could not meet her eyes. The same mouths that mocked her now fell silent. Months passed. Naomi carried her pregnancy carefully. Every step was prayer. Every breath was gratitude. When labor came, it was long and full. But when the child cried, the room filled with peace. She named him Elyon. From the moment he opened his eyes, he was different. As Elyon gruised. Animals calmed in his presence. Sick plants revived near him. Storms softened when he cried. People noticed. They whispered, "This child is not ordinary." Naomi watched him closely, loved him deeply, but fear lived quietly in her heart. She remembered the warning. Years passed. Elyon grew gentle, wise, calm. On his 18th birthday, he sat beside his mother. "Mother," he said softly, "I hear a call." Naomi's heart tightened. "I do not want to leave you," he continued. "But something pulls me." They walked together toward the ancient tree. Naomi's tears fell silently as Elyon stepped forward. The sky darkened. Thunder shook the earth. A voice greater than the wind, greater than the hills, greater than the spirits, spoke, "I am that I am." The glowing presence vanished. The voice continued, "This child is mine. He will not be taken from his people. He will live among them as a blessing." Golden light wrapped around Elyon. He collapsed, then rose renewed. Elyon returned home. He healed the sick, comforted the broken, brought peace. And Naomi, once mocked, once shamed, once broken, stood watching her son bless the same village that once laughed at her tears. The 4 women bowed their heads. Silence replaced cruelty. From that day, Amarun remembered one truth. Heaven may delay, but heaven never forgets. And sometimes, the womb that suffered the longest carries the miracle that changes everything.
Finally, God has remembered me and my husband. He never left us. Star, my child, God has blessed me with you, so shall your generation be called blessed, my child. I love you, child.